What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Sky Realm here at Homie and the Dude. And I am, as always, your unexceptional Dungeon Master, Bodhi, and I am joined by our exceptional cast of players today, and I am super hyped for this session. A couple of quick shout-outs before we get into anything. First one is shout-out to our editing team, Becky, Ben. Shout-out to the art team, Alex, Josh, and Victor. Shout-out to our moderator on our server, who is an absolute legend, Reven. We appreciate you infinitely. You're an absolute bloody legend and make some of the best dice in the world. If you want some awesome dice, check out dicehog.com. They make awesome dice, and just going to release some chunkers, I believe, some extra big, like D20s. Other than that, shout out to Underground Oracle Publishing, who are always our official sponsor for this stream. If you enjoy any of the content that Blake is playing, the lineage, the spells, all that kind of stuff, all of that was written by Underground Oracle, and we feel so thankful that they've allowed us to use some of that. If you're interested in that, they now make stuff for the Cypher system. They've got a butt ton of stuff for D&D 5e, so definitely check them out, guys. They are absolutely awesome. Right, I think I got everything. I think I did it all. I think I got it. So, what we're going to do is a little recap. Last session, our players were dealing with the fallout of the heist that they had conducted and the riots that they had caused. After waking up the next morning and, making their way through the city and getting to Usha's fence in the red light district, the party exchanged some information, some memories, some items with her to gain some information about where this 40 stone that they've been instructed to go and find is and where they can basically get on the path to doing this. They know that there's a gentleman called Porthos who said he knew where the stone was, who is currently at the cluster city Ulegatus. Now, all of our characters are going through some turmoil right now. Everyone's struggling with something or turning over a new leaf in their story at this very moment. So we're very excited for you to join us. And if everyone is sat comfortably, then let's begin. So, the camera kind of pulls from blackness backwards as you see our party stood in a line facing the entrance to the hub, the central part of Ulegatus, this large rock that is jagged all the way up to a point at the top and gets wider at the center within a large crack in the middle as it then funnels down into a cone at the bottom. As you guys stand here, you can hear laughing, you can hear screaming, you can hear, loud muttering, you can also hear fights breaking out, you can hear the sound of what sounds like coins, like kind of falling and hitting metal and things like that. There's bright lights flashing and just what seems like chaos ahead of you. You can see a line leads towards what looks like some sort of like check-in booth. And people are kind of filing their way into this line off of Sky Zephyrs that they're disembarking and making their way through into the hub. Blanco and Toad, I want to ask you guys a quick question. As you guys have been here before, you will know that to get in, you must have a tattoo to get in. Whether it's a temporary, a permanent, or a guild tattoo, you need to have one of these tattoos to get in. I would love to ask you guys, do either of you believe that you would have either a temporary or a permanent tattoo?
I feel like, well, since we kind of have to, right? Since of where we were at, how we kind of get out of here. So I feel like
R&R's tatted up pretty good. I don't know if he would have a thieves guild.
Have you been to Ulegatus before? Is the bigger question. I wouldn't say you've got a thieves guild one, but have you been to the cluster city before?
don't know if we have, actually. I think most of our investigations have been on People's Republic.
Yeah, because I have though, right? Because that's if I may be misremembering, that's where.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, that's where
I
you're
have.
from. Yeah. So I would say you guys either had a temporary tattoo that would have disappeared after one day of you leaving the islands, or you would have a permanent one that is still there. That means that you have access to your bank account still that was held within the vault here at Ulegatus and a bunch of other little things. So up to you guys whether you had a permanent.
We're getting paid for that. Man, tell me.
I think I would have a permanent one just
Cool.
because of what I was doing while on Ulegatus. I think I would have had
Beautiful.
a permanent one.
So
It's same here. I feel like that would make sense too. I think
Cool.
just from where we're at. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you guys have, I showed you guys last time, I'll just pop it up on the screen again for you guys. You have this tattoo tattooed somewhere on you, except the key isn't golden.
Yeah.
It's actually a different color. It's a kind of, what I would call like a maroon red kind of color. It's like a darker kind of red. So you have the knife with the key, but it's maroon red, which essentially means you're not guild, but you do have a permanent tattoo entry.
It's hidden under his wing too. That's why no one's really noticed it because it's under the wing.
Beautiful, and I
Mine's
assume
like,
grown over. Blanco's fur is grown over, I assume.
yeah, exactly. Mine was sort of like they shaved part of the.
Yeah, beautiful. So as you guys are stood there, and I imagine you guys are probably all thinking about some stuff. We're gonna quickly rewind 3 days to you guys getting out of the Imperial barrier, hitting open sky. And you guys are on this new Sky Zephyr, this new airship that you guys are on. It belonged to different people. As you guys have looked around, you've probably seen that there's different floors. If you guys remember, there's the bottom floor which has all the bedrooms and things like that. Then there's the middle floor which has the kitchen and some stuff in there. And then there's the top floor which has the captain's quarters and some other little bits and bobs. But you guys find yourself on this skyship, on this airship. And you're flying through the skies. Over to you guys, as you're 3 days earlier, you're about a 3-day travel away from Ulegatus, and yeah, over to you guys.
I have been reflecting on what happened, and am actually not sure what transpired after Usha did her little magic on me, but I do remember some of the things I did, and in particular kind of challenged or confronted R&R, and also had a moment with Evis that I, reflecting back, was not proud of at all, and I have no idea why I did it, but I kind of shrugged their supportive hand off of my shoulder. And I'm wanting to approach, I'm going to approach R&R first. And just come up to him and say, do you have a second?
What's R&R doing in this moment? Where's R&R on the ship?
Yeah. R&R is probably below decks, probably journaling, honestly, which isn't something he does often, but I think he's just trying to decompress in any way he knows how. So he kind of is just going to wordlessly gesture to a nearby place to sit.
Nice.
I didn't know if I was interrupting or not, but
You're
just
fine.
wanted to talk to you about. I'm not sure how you feel about what happened, R&R. I don't know what happened, actually. It was very.
I'm fine. What happened is in the past, and that is what it is.
Hey, R&R. I know that you're strong, and you've been strong for us for this entire journey, both physically and mentally, and you're super intelligent, and I look up to you in every way. I want to just say that I'm here for you on those moments that, like you were for me when I wasn't strong. And you said things that helped me.
If I may be frank, Geo, I do not believe that I am the paragon of strength you so believe that I am. Because, in all honesty, I am afraid. And I don't know if my or any of our strength will be enough for the upcoming challenges that we will face.
Yeah. I'm afraid too. I feel better. I feel confident that we... Look, no one can assure us of anything, R&R. And one of us could fall off of this ship. There's nothing that's guaranteed.
There are 3 guarantees in life. That is death, loss, and pain. What we do with the rest is up to us. And I fear that our time to do anything else is running out.
Yeah.
Blanco, at this moment, you are walking down into the lower quarters and you walk into the room and see both of them having this conversation.
Hey, Blanco.
Oh. Hola. ¿Qué pasa? Hola, R&R.
Hello,
Yeah,
Blanco.
we're just talking, just kind of debriefing almost what happened with Usha and where we are, and I hope you feel better about knowing a little bit more about this man with the black hands.
If anything, it has thrown me into even greater turmoil. It's always been my goal, but the death and destruction we just caused back there just sits uncomfortably with me. I understand, and my being, my whole being for the last, several years has been revenge at all costs. I don't know. I feel that I need to get some peace, and this journey so far has not brought me peace. I'm not calm, and I used to be. I used to be happy. I used to be such a. But this has not been my course, and going back to Ulegatus, I've been there before, and let me tell you, it's not a kind place. Unfortunately, this is how I met Toad. We have a story that is not great, and whatever we encounter there is sinister, is depravity, is something I swore to myself I would probably not see again. But I think I understand you guys having this chat, but please excuse me, perdóname. I feel like I need to go and find Toad and just speak with him at the moment. We're going back to a place where I'm sure he has some not good memories of, and he and I need to speak before we arrive there. Good day. Perdóname.
Blanco.
And I back out of the room. I take a bow and quietly move out of the room.
Cool, beautiful. I think that's awesome. Evis, where's Evis on the ship at the moment? What's Evis up to during this conversation happening?
So Evis, at this point, obviously has had quite a few impulsive moments of questioning their belief system. I think they're seeing a lot of the same crisis of faith that everybody else on the ship is kind of experiencing right now, where morality is brought into question, where their goals are kind of I don't want to say nebulous, but maybe they don't know. I used the wrong word, okay? I'm sorry. I saw Sam's face.
Oh my god, wait, what?
But they're, everything that happened with the riots and the breakout, and it's like one of those things where like everything that could possibly go wrong did, and there were many moments in which Evis could have intervened and prevented turmoil from happening, and either they just didn't or they couldn't, and that is causing some issues for them. So they're standing like on the bow of the ship,
okay, cool.
and
So
contemplating this.
Top deck? There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So as Evis is, feeling that wind, you're up here, with the elements. You're, actually this you probably feel pretty comfortable in this moment.
Exactly why they're up here, yeah.
Yeah, they feel just this, that comfort in amongst the air. And as you're thinking, like, man, there was just, I could have, like, could I have done more? I could have done more. Like, what more could I have done? You're going through these things of like, how could I have done more? And you hear, yes, you're right. You are weak at the moment.
Yeah.
You are. But with time and an alliance here, I could make you much more powerful. You could then save those who you wish to save. We could bring a new era to the sky. See this power that I could give you, my dear, dear Evis. This power could make you the one who controls your destiny, instead of letting those around you and the fates of others control your destiny.
I think a chill akin to a jolt of lightning goes up their spine, and like little goose pimples start lining their arms, their legs, whatever pieces of skin that are exposed to the elements. As Alia offers this, their hands grip firmly on the edges of the bow of the ship, and they take a second to just take in like whatever breeze or gust is circling around. Alia, I don't know if I can make that commitment right now. I don't know if I can make any commitment right now.
Then you shall remain weak and useless as you are. I thought you might be the chosen one. See, once I believed in another. One who said that they would lead and bring about my new image to the sky. They now lead, but they have done me a great disservice. I thought you might be the chosen one, but if you cannot commit, it seems I was wrong.
Their breath catches in the back of their throat, a huge knot forming, like in the Adam's apple area. This is just also new. Up until last week, I was entirely sure that you were a completely different god and standing for something entirely radically different from what you are now. I think it is fair to allow someone some time to process these changes before...
My acolyte, hear me now. I am the same. Nothing changed other than my power. And the only reason I am away from you now is because those who knew the power that I had feared that power. They feared the changes that I could bring, that I could make this world once again whole, a utopian place for all creatures to live like it was once. All they feared was the power that I had. The person that you worshipped. I am here. I am right here with you. But I understand now, and you hear me now as I say this. Things must be done because those who do not believe in themselves and fear above all else will stand in your way, and you must push them to the side because there is not time for these ridiculous emotions that they feel. It is only time for the new, for the darkness.
I can understand surely why the Imperials would try to erase your presence. I mean, if you offer the exact opposite of what they've instilled across the realm.
I was betrayed. Betrayed by the first. And if you take the place, I see it now. I see you ending them. And I see a new age for everyone. A place that is safe for you, your people, Is, Pabe, and all. But first, we need to grow this image that I am explaining to you. You see, we need more people that understand. I am no different than I used to be. I am simply more able, more capable to provide the people with what they need. I need you to spread this, to allow me to converse as I have with you, with others.
I think I can be that voice.
I know you can be that voice. There is much strength within the weak bones and body that you currently hold. Together, we shall bring down the Imperials. And together, we shall build the new world in our image. My chosen one.
What about everyone else? My friends, my family here on the ship?
Oh.
Will they be okay? Will they face consequences?
No, I would never harm them. Never, never, never. They are joining you in aiding us, creating space for a new wave of progression to happen. If anything, they will be regaled as heroes throughout time.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes, totally. 100%. Yeah, please do.
A 12.
A 12. With a 12 insight, yeah, like you can see how yeah, they're aligned with you, though, they might not know that after, everything is said and done that, this new wave needs to happen, but they're aligned with you. Why wouldn't they be seen as heroes that bring down, oppressive power? It makes sense. I mean, it all seems to make sense, really.
Yeah. Alia, if you can secure protection for my friends, my family, Blanco, Arnar, Toad, Geo. I don't want them I don't want them stuck in the crosshairs.
I swear to you now, nor I, nor any of our acolytes will ever lay a finger upon those people. You have my solemn promise to you as my right hand.
Geo's voice rings out in Evis's head right now. The gentleness that Geo approaches everything with, the wisdom. Because this is the exact opposite of what Geo represents in the relationship that Geo and Evis have built.
At that moment, we kind of pan over to Toad, who's at the helm. And Toad, you're kind of witnessing Evis down on the deck, gripping the deck. You're not sure if they're talking to themselves, praying, meditating, what's going on. But you can see Evis is kind of having a moment down, just down deck from you as you kind of are on the helm, passing the sticks out of the wheel, just kind of back and forth to keep the ship in line.
Do I hear anything or no? Or is it silent? I assume it's probably a silent conversation, but I guess it's a...
Yeah, it's I imagine Evis might be mouthing things, but I imagine it's in their head.
Yes, I was muted.
What's Toad thinking about? What's Toad doing in this moment?
Well, seeing that, he probably would want to... Well, if he thinks they're bad, so he'd probably wait, but yeah, so he notices that and kind of clocks that. In the moment, he's probably just kind of playing his harmonica list while he's just kind of focused on just two things, kind of, because a lot's gone on, so just his way of kind of decompressing is going to be just, playing the music while also just kind of flying, and so kind of, because flying to him, flying the ship, it's almost like it's like an extension of his own wings, because he's so used to flying, it's that's just his nature, and so he knows how to he maneuvers the ship as such.
Beautiful.
So it may not be traditional as someone really flat, but more kind of that that wavy kind of flying kind of motion to it. So and while he's doing that, he's just kind of playing his harmonica, getting in some deep blues and jazz, kind of going between genres, kind of going with the emotion. So some of it kind of sad and hard. He even gets to a point where he accidentally does one of the new spells. He's kind of gone over from a song and kind of almost breaks. It's called degrading chorus. He almost breaks apart the ship in one of the more turbulent kind of moments. So he's plays these really, really harsh chords through the harmonica, and then has to tone it back a bit and just goes into something a little more free flowing. So you just hear it. You might be able to hear it throughout the ship, just
amazing.
Him just pretty much pouring his heart through the song.
Amazing. You guys can hear these tones coming through the wood and emanating around the ship. Blancos, you make your way up onto the next deck. Evis, your concentration is kind of broken by this big moment that Toad has musically. And you both kind of see each other there as Blanco comes up onto deck. And Evis, you kind of make contact with Blanco. You make eye contact with each other.
I think that obviously all of this breaks Evis out of their conversation with Alia. The black presence of her dissipates into the wind. And Eva's just kind of like sheepishly like gives like one of these to Blanco as Blanco comes up on the deck.
To get a little
But
wave.
yeah. Blanco sort of acknowledges it with a tilt of just a head up kind of thing.
A sup nod.
Yeah, sup, sort of like,
Sup.
just like, but as much as he's, notices Evis, he's just, the music is so like, almost like spellbinding, when you're just, it almost like pulls you into a trance. The way that Toad plays, Blanco's heard this before, and especially these, blues and these deep emotions coming out through the harmonica. And Blanco walks up and wishes to go over and, makes his way, with the wind, going through his hair and gets to up to speak with Toad.
Awesome. Yeah, you approach Toad. Toad,
Okay.
you see Blanco approach you?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Toad, ¿qué pasa? I've heard this music from you before. What is it that you're thinking?
Honestly, just say about the next note, if that makes sense. Those moments of just kind of just thinking about the music, but probably a lot more subconsciously. But at least the thoughts I'm controlling just about the next sound, the next moment. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Was that loud? I do sometimes get a little carried away with it, so I do apologize if I.
No. Don't apologize. It took me back to, when you and I were previously in my head, I call it the Devil Island, Ulegatus, for me it's, I'm struggling us returning there. I'm struggling with my actions recently, and I just feel like if I can come to you and talk with you and maybe...
I want to say too, like I definitely I like the path that you're on. I do agree with the sentiment of was Toad knows about the way like you don't want to necessarily do because I was there, right? Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I was like, wait, was Toad there? So no, I definitely agree with your with the path you're on. I don't feel that violence is always, yes, sometimes it has to be there just everything else, but it doesn't have to be the only solution. So I commend the path you're on, and I'm sorry at least I felt I've been a little distance because I'm struggling too. But what I see as positive change is I know I haven't said anything about it, but I do I think that's the right thing. I do.
Grief has
and
ripped me apart, Toad, for too long, and I need to be back with my family. This journey of revenge is taking me further away from the people I love, from the moments where I've been truly happy in my life, and here I am, years from those moments, and what are we getting into? What are we going back to? I want you to know I will protect you. It's been a while since we were there previously, and forbidden fruit.
So just gonna stop staring and give Blanco a hug and then go back to the staring. Like he's gonna like quickly like in like a really swift like smooth motion, like set it flowing, go up and just give him a really quick like just sticky because Toad so clammy hug. Like you want to like go some first probably off like well.
You hug for just long enough until you feel the ship start drifting, and then you like go like get back onto course.
Thank you, mi amigo.
And
But
and I do want to say that likewise, like for sure that I have your back as well, and you wanting to do a song with me, that's been probably one of the greatest joys of my existence, is knowing that, and having you howl is going to be, especially for your family, that's going to be something special. And I will say, I know you called this place the devil, but without it, I never would have gotten a chance to meet you. I never got a chance to learn music the way I did. So yes, there were some terrible things, but we got out of it, and we found each other, and um, we were stronger by it. We can still I think do some good. So I don't. It's hard. I'm conflicted as well, but like I said, without it, I wouldn't have met you. I don't get met with R&R or any of you guys without having to go through that. So it's
that is very true, my friend. I lost myself in the island. I lost myself while I was there, and leaving it, I'm beginning to find myself, and I do not wish to go back to the space I was in there. So yes, it's daunting going back, and for
you're
you,
not,
and
you're not alone this time though. Like I'll be there with you. Like, and you don't have to be who you were before. You're still gonna be you, and you can bring that. You can bring this new version of you there too. And maybe we can show some other people there that you can change. That you don't have to let these you don't have to let these moments define us. They can be there, but they don't have to be who we are.
your words, Toad, are very, very strong, very deep, your words go straight to the heart. You have a way with how you interact, and you make me feel stronger. You make me want to be a better person when I am with you, when I am near you, and what I have seen from you through this journey that you and I have. You have my corazon, and for that I am very grateful.
You say that, but you're the one I think recently you're the one who's inspired me and saved me, to be honest, just hearing the way that you still want to just do good. I mean, especially in the things that we've seen. So you've done that for me too, friend. And I hope you give yourself credit for that as well, because you've gone through a lot, but you're pushing through, and you're going to get through it, and you're going to have some. You have at least me, and I can't speak for everyone, but I know everyone else would have your back as well, because no matter how we seem, I still feel like we're I mean, jalapenos take a lot more. The only thing, even if they get dry, they're still good. So no matter how short a jalapeno gets, they can still have lots of flavor with it. And so,
for a moment, Blanco's sort of looks away a little bit puzzled, but then sort of gets the metaphor that's going, oh, see, yes, a good jalapeno. See, well, talking of the jalapenos, maybe I can read for you the chorus that I wrote to the song. It's something that it's short. It's just the chorus. I haven't thought of any more, but it goes. I feel like the title in my head is "We Will Be All Right in the Afterlife," because my Condor is in the afterlife, and so it is, come what may, Condor, you will stay in my heart until I too depart to see you again in the afterlife. And it's, I don't know if you can write some music around
Oh,
Sounds
I'm
good.
already, as you're speaking, I'm already starting to play some tunes. It's like I was kind of getting the vibe. I'm already starting like hum something that started like I'm gonna start playing a little like melody and see whatever really resonates with you. So I'm like I'll do a couple that kind of feel the vibe and kind of just have to really feel like feeling the words. So you'll see Toe go for a second like humming, really kind of feeling the words, then kind of putting some notes behind it. And
Nice.
so I'll
And
let
at that
you.
point, I sort of do a bit of a howl. You know, and it's sort of like from deep within the stomach of, you know, just finally releasing some of this grief that I've been carrying and being able to pass it into words of something of now change is coming about.
It'll go full mind show, like, come on, like, let's hear it. I know, come on, that's not the only. Oh, come on, let's go. I want to hear all the grief, all that kind of stuff. Like, and if this is gonna be the how, like, I want to hear that. So we're gonna play it
And
again. Just let
Amazing.
loose.
Amazing.
And
You
at
guys.
that point, I'm like howling into the wind, like looking up, and I'm like almost like a coyote, like howling into the wind.
As this goes on, you guys are practicing your song. You get a bit of time to work on that together. You know, all of you, have got a bit of time. Basically, this is downtime essentially for you guys at this point. The next, 3 days of travel are time for you guys to have any other conversations that you guys want to have, as well as also, is there anything that people are like doing on the ship? So essentially, it could be preparing, rations for you to take into the cluster city. It could be, sharpening weapons. It could be, painting. It could be, whatever you guys feel like you'd be doing in this time. I'd just be interested to kind of get a flavor of what everyone is maybe doing aboard the ship over the next couple of days. And if anyone else wants to have any conversations, either as a group or, with individuals, feel free to go about that as well.
So the only thing I'll say. So since I'm flying, is that and I have a new mind, so I can like learn things really quickly. So I guess what can I get more proficient with flying? I guess like actual ships, since I'm doing it more. These are
Yes,
like next couple of days.
100%. So we'll get you that pilot feat, which will mean that you're locked in as a pilot, as someone who is more proficient with that essentially, and we'll get you that feat for sure.
And I find this one gonna be doing since I had to fly. So that's gonna be my main thing. Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take a little. So yes, that'll be so just playing music, working on that, and just kind of flying. And so I know when it comes, he's open. Everyone's gonna speak to him. He's definitely
Beautiful.
open and available.
Anyone else like, well, what's everyone else kind of wanting to do aboard the ship? It could also be, checking the artillery on the ship. It could be, tying knots, could be ship maintenance, whatever you guys are feeling. So don't feel restricted in any sort of way. I'll work with you guys.
I think Arnar is just gonna help wherever he needs to, but whenever he's not needed, he's gonna be alone, either honing his fighting abilities by just punching something, anything to keep him busy at all times. He has to be doing something.
Awesome. I love that. And I imagine, with all this, you're kind of working on stuff. I think, Sam, we'll definitely discuss it, but there's a feat called the boarding crew feat, which sounds like if you're practicing your fighting and you're working on being someone who can be, malicious if needed, then boarding crew sounds like it might be something that would fit Arnar as he's working on his striking and prepping himself for anything that might be coming up next.
Necessary malice is always good. I'm down for that.
If Toad can somehow hear him training, he definitely will be playing like one of Arnar's like favorite songs. Like Toad knows that he kind of enjoys, and like so if he can hear him like doing any kind of training, he'll definitely will throw that song out there.
100%. I know we're not going to be able to put this in, but it's dun 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 dun.
Cut it, King, 5 seconds.
Anytime Arnar trains, like that's gonna like you might be able to hear that through the.
You guys all know when Arnar's training because Toad soundtracks the training every time. Cool. Anyone else got anything that they're particularly doing on the ship? By the way, the ship has an engine that would probably need repairs and things. It's also got a kitchen, it's got beds, it's got, storage rooms. So there's lots of space on the ship as well. I can go through all the layers. I'll go through the lower decks for you guys as well, so you can see those on the map. That's the first deck down. of the ship that has the kitchen and the engine room, essentially, with a little holding cell over to the right as well, if you ever want to capture someone and put them in a little holding cell while you guys are hanging out. Or prank each other when you get drunk and put each other in the holding cell. I don't know what shenanigans you're going to get up to, but there's a holding cell.
There is a third option.
What's the third option?
What's the third option?
Is that put
Not
the
not
DM
child
in the
appropriate. Not child. The third option is not appropriate for a family-friendly
I-
podcast.
What's Arnar want to do down there?
Arnar doesn't want to do anything. Arnar's ace. Arnar couldn't give a shit.
I've never done anything ever, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no. Then again, this is not Arnar knowledge, or Sam knowledge, for that matter. This is I received a thought from the ether and latched onto it.
Alia
Alia.
actually planted the seed.
Alia is like, but if?
She's corrupting you. What if?
What if?
Outside.
God.
Dark-sided psychics and gargoyles.
That my Toby Maguire hair down.
Cool. So, anyone else got any other little bits that they're doing over these next couple days?
I think Evis is actually oh, go ahead.
Go on, sweetheart, go on.
I think Evis is interested in navigation.
Ooh, amazing. So you find yourself often next to Toad, being like, talk to me about the air currents. Talk to me, and you guys are having these kind of conversations about flying and understanding air. And I think, Evis, you as well realize that as the Zephyr moves up and down into different zones of air, basically, you realize that the wind direction can change drastically from one elevation to another. You realize that, things like that are kind of hard to handle. But yeah, 100%. We have a navigator's feat, and that will 100% be Evis's after this session. It's a really awesome one as well. It gives you some really good stuff.
And Toad definitely appreciates just like, Evis coming over to do that. Like he's like, oh, well, because it definitely gets it. Evis gets a win too of the flying, so it's that kind of connection as well.
I like this idea as well that like Toad maybe starts off being like, I know what I'm doing, and Evis is like, hey, that looks like it's gonna be a problem over there, all that like storm over there, and Toad's like,
I mean, yeah, I knew that was, just
exactly.
Okay.
And so we'll go with that. Beautiful. And Blanco and Gio, what are you two jabronis doing on the ship as you guys are making your way around?
Well, for me, I'm going to be down in the galley. I am going to be doing some cooking because part of my whole thing is like I'm just feeling like I want to be with the family. And Rosado was this phenomenal cook, so I'm just like checking through what there is and all the barrels and crates and stuff like that, and I'm just sort of like in my sort of like space of just like this headspace of picturing myself back at home and making these like comfort food home kind of like meals to sustain the crew.
I love that. So you will get the Cuisiner feat that we have, which is all about creating special treats and meals to boost your team as you guys go about your adventures. That's an awesome one as well. Cool. Gio, what's our turtle doing? What's our turtle doing right now?
Just being, how after you've gone out on a night drinking with your friends, and you did some stupid shit, but you're not exactly sure what it was, but you're trying to get back into interacting with them and maybe like finding out, and you're just a little bit awkward and uncomfortable with broaching any conversation. So when the music was playing, when Toad was playing the Eye of the Tiger, I somehow dropped down to do some push-ups, and it felt like my brother Akko in that moment, and I was trying to do seeing if I could do 10 push-ups when in the past I could only do maybe 3 or 4, and it was still 3 or 4, but something felt a little bit different about it. I don't usually drop down to do push-ups when the song comes on. And then
it's a weird reaction to music, I must admit. I've not heard that one before.
Oh shit, there it is again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, not this tune. Let me just get down.
Hey, that's the power of music right there.
Yeah, makes you want to just get fucking pumped.
Damn it.
A real protein powder, okay? It's a real protein powder.
Yeah, can we X-card real quick so I can do some push-ups? That would be sick.
Right, go on.
And then I've been also just trying to find a moment with Evis, but it feels like either in my mind I'm creating that there hasn't been a good moment, because I see Evis, up in the helm with Toad, or Evis looking like they need just a moment to be on their own, and I feel like I want to talk to them, but I don't know how at this point. I'm just kind of circling in an awkward way, and not even sure if they even notice it. But that's on my mind right now.
Cool.
I think
nice.
Evis is also looking for the same time to talk to you too, because I feel like we've had some skirmishes lately that we probably should address. But I don't. What's your thought? Do we have time to talk to each other over the next 3 days?
That's a good question.
I'd love to, and if for instance, if you start separating from anyone, I may gather the courage to come over. And
Evis would welcome you.
Awesome. You go for it, guys. Go play that one out a little bit.
Hey, how you doing?
There's like a sad half smile on Evis's face when they finally greet you. Like you probably caught them in the middle of them like meditating on on the.
I interrupted. I saw you. I'm sorry.
No.
And I take a step back.
Oh no! It's never an imposition with you.
Thanks.
What's up?
I just want to say I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm saying I'm sorry, but I feel like, I do know why. Do you know when we were in that place and you put your hand on my shoulder and it was to comfort me?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, Evis, but it wasn't me that was reacting. I don't know what happened. I was in a different place.
I think we all were. I mean, the stress of everything, starting essentially a revolution. I mean, I don't think anyone could have anticipated how any of us would respond to that.
Yeah, it's just been feeling really weird lately, and we haven't had a chance to talk, and usually we have a chance to talk, and I understand. We all need our time alone. I do too, I guess. Sometimes I've been wanting to not have so much time alone now. I don't want to think about. I don't know what I did, Evis. I think I made a mistake.
What mistake?
Well, when it felt like she tricked me into giving her. I thought it was just a memory, and it would just be gone, and that was it. But it feels like it's more. I don't know. It feels like it's more.
Memories set in the body. Sure, it's, they're thoughts of events that happened in the past, and that they, you think that they exist solely in the mind, but you never know how a memory is actually going to impact you physically, how it leaves a scar. Even though you can't see it, it's there. And I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is. It's like they took that memory and then I went on a different path, and I'm not totally, like, I'm thinking differently right now. When Toad was playing that music, I dropped down for 10, and I don't do that ever.
It was impressive, I'm not gonna lie.
I think I almost did 5, and it seems like I'm getting stronger.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and I'm not stuttering as much, which I'm not sure if that's good. I think that, of course, it's good.
Yeah, I'm ready for this confident era of Geo.
Yeah, I think I am too.
You deserve it. You deserve to feel confident in your shell.
Damn it!
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Nice timing. Thanks, Evis.
Do you want to do some yoga with me or something while we're up here? Tough guy.
Do you think I can, what is that one that you do? That one that you look like a tree where you hold your hands up and then one leg is over and stuff.
Oh yeah, tree pose, yeah.
Yeah. I can barely touch my hands above my shell.
Hey, yoga's about whatever. It's not about doing the perfect pose. It's about following your body and listening to what your body has to say. And if your body is telling you, "Oh, I can only express it so far," then why push it? Why injure yourself further?
Yeah, but I would try. I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might enjoy it at some point.
Yeah. It's good to turn your brain off from all of the screaming.
By the way, just the wholesome encounter that I think we needed from Evis. I also imagine at that moment, like the camera pulls away and Evis is like, like starts like giving it one of these, and Gio's like trying to like mimic, and Evis is then like adjusting and whatnot. And first of all, everyone gets inspiration. If you already have inspiration, up it by 1 die. For those beautiful, beautiful moments and awesome RP from all you guys. That's some kick-ass stuff right there. Does anyone have anything else they do? Obviously, the effects of a long rest will have taken place. You guys are fully like back to health. Got all your stuff back together. Any spell slots and things like that all recovered.
Okay.
Any conditions and things like that all removed. You're back to normal. You guys you've had enough time to chill. I imagine you guys have had some nice group meals together as well as you've been flying. I imagine there's been some new getting used to of like living within each other's spaces, some routines, some yoga routines that maybe conflict with some training regimes. And things like that I imagine you guys are, as this journey goes on, it's 3 days of you guys actually getting to feel a little bit more like just people again. You're interacting with each other, you're talking, you're starting to look, toward what's coming next. And what's something in the back of all of your minds is that, what are you going to find when you find this 40 stone? Like where does this lead? Like how does having this even help this situation? And getting it to the oasis, how does one find the oasis? All these kind of things permeate with all of you over the 3 days of like, this is kind of crazy and we're banking on something wild here, but if there's a chance that it can help, why not kind of situation is what's kind of going around in your guys' head. And at that moment, we're gonna cut back to you guys 3 days later, stood on the dock at Ulegatus. And you guys have now made your way to the front of the queue. The queue's kind of gone down as we've been having these little flashbacky, like rewind moments. And you guys find yourself at the kiosk, basically. In the kiosk, you see a half-orc woman who has like big tusks that kind of pour outwards, but she's got her hair like tied up in like a ponytail with this like cute little like hair tie that has a like pink ball on it, and she's kind of dressed so you can see instantly that she has a guild tattoo on the inside of her wrist, but she's kind of there and she's like picking at her nails and she's like, "Yes, what can I do for you today?"
Hello, we are visiting. And
Yes, okay, so what tattoo do you want?
already have one. I will fly over and kind of show them mine. That's under the wing.
Fine, yeah, okay, you go on then, darling. What about the rest of you? You guys are taking long. Does anyone else have tattoos like your buzzard friend there?
He's a toad.
They said buzzard? Wait, I was really confused. I'm like, wait, buzzard, what?
Look, I don't have time for whatever you lot. Look, do you want the tattoos or not? Either mood. Look, there's a line, and she looks back, and you guys can see that there's like 5 or 10 people that have now built up behind you.
But I would explain to the group before that we need the tattoos since we've been there. So I would explain to them like they're going to need temporary. So they would. I think you guys will all know because I would definitely let you know before we got here to this point.
Beautiful.
Like, hey, like you guys gonna need some temporary tattoos. So
Awesome.
I say, Senorita, calm down. If you take the razor from behind you, you will see I have a tattoo here as well. Mira, look.
You see her pull out a packet from her drawer, open it, and inside is a sterile razor that she removes the clip from, shaves a bit of Blanco's fur, revealing a tattoo underneath Blanco's fur. She then throws it in, you can see that there's 2 bins behind her, one that says, bio waste, and then one that is just normal trash. And she throws the razor in the bio waste bin, and she's like, okay,
we'll need 3 temporary tattoos. And I imagine like the looking stick, like the ones you get from like cereal boxes, like that. That's how I keep thinking of.
So out of character, I'm literally emailing a tattoo studio right now.
Ooh. We should all get matching tattoos of the knife right
now.
here.
Or a little green jalapeno, all of us.
Don't even. That'd be my first tattoo. Oh my god, guys!
Good little tramp stamp.
We'll see at the end of this campaign. We'll see at the end of this campaign. We'll see. Because I'll think about it. By the end of this campaign, I'll definitely. That's awesome.
Amazing. So at this point, she's like, okay, fine. You see her pull out 2 black gloves. She whips them on, and she essentially pulls out what looks like this kind of steampunk pen. You can see at the bottom is kind of a large, like almost needle, and then about it are a couple of different vials of liquid that look like they rotate and spin, and there's a couple of like pistons and stuff. She's like, arm please, to Geo.
I look, before I step forward, I say, why, is it just my right arm or my left arm? Which one?
I tattoo people with multiple arms. Choose an arm that you want. I'll tattoo it on you. Just stop. These questions are ridiculous. She essentially puts one hand in front of the gun, and as she moves the gun across your arm, the tattoo begins to magically kind of appear through the skin, almost like it's kind of protruding, and the ink's coming to the surface of the skin, basically, and it appears. She repeats this process, I imagine, for Evis and Arnar as well. Arnar, you find a space somewhere in amongst all your other tattoos to kind of slot this one in. And Evis, I imagine as well, you kind of have these, these gorgeous white kind of markings on your body. I imagine you would need to find a little spot to get it slotted in as well.
Like a little ankle.
Like little ankle. You put your ankle on, and she just looks at you, looks down, and goes, ugh, and then begins tattooing the ankle and tattoos the ankle. All good. It's like, okay, that's all. Can you just go on through?
Thank you for the wonderful customer service. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day today.
You see her pull the gloves, and as you walk away, she goes, no problem, darling. Chews some bubble gum, blows it into a bubble, and then it just pops in your face, and she looks at you, still like smiling, and is like...
As we walk away, it's my habit to like lick a spot that's sort of like a bit... so Blanco sort of goes to sort of lick that area on his forearm, just instinct of licking, sort of like a wound almost.
Beautiful. Toad, what was it you were going to say?
He wanted to do you're good. Vicious mockery, but not to cause any damage, just to be like, kind of like that same kind of thing. So like no damage, just kind of same, like, okay, like, I get you, like the same kind of vibe.
You almost give like that, like, kind of like fuck you face back almost a little bit, and she's like, gives you one of those like tongue around the teeth, like, okay. And just kind of goes back and then hails the next like customer forward.
And I give her an eye roll just like that. Okay.
You guys proceed forward into the hub. And so you can see this big kind of cavernous crack that you guys walk into. And as you walk in, bright lights are kind of reflecting off of many surfaces that look reflective. As you guys kind of walk in, you notice that the interior here is kind of designed to look elegant. But as you guys are kind of walking around R&R with your keen sense of investigation and perception, you notice that some of the like rock structures that are used to make tables and whatnot are actually fake rocks. They're made out of like paper mache things and stuff like that. You also notice that the carpet, though has an elegant, gorgeous pattern on it, is quite grubby and a little bit sticky to walk on. Not exactly, you know, the nicest of places. You kind of get closer to it, but what you walk into is essentially the gambling area of the hub, this main floor. You can see that there's tables of people playing various different games and competing against one another in games of chance and will and grit. Walking around are gorgeous servers of very different lineages and things like that. All of the like female presenting ones are walking around in saris and like kind of Indian kind of wear with these gorgeous flowing black garms. And what you notice is that some people, some patrons are paying these servers, and when they do pay them, the saris and clothes that they're wearing become see-through, and you can see gorgeous, intricate bralettes and like underwear underneath as they're walking around serving drinks to people wearing black masks over their face. Then you can see at the tables where the games are being played, there's these kind of like pitmen essentially dressed in these gorgeous black suits that have purple chrysanthemums kind of all over the suits in a pattern. You can see all of them have their hair slicked and greased down really tightly, again wearing almost like Kato masks on their eyes, basically like black like Kato masks. And again, patrons are paying them, and again their suits are becoming translucent, and underneath you can see them in like skimpy like man thongs, and like all of them are like very muscular and like kind of ripped underneath basically. Again, there's kind of chaos going on. You notice like over in one corner, there's one guy being like, "Hey, I saw you grab that card." Another one's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man. I didn't grab no card. What the fuck you talking about?" He gets up and just punches him in the face, and a little fight breaks out over there in one corner. You can see another guy laughing and chucking this big fat half orc over in the corner, just kind of laughing as he grabs a woman close and kind of giggles with her. She's like, hee hee hee, and like snuggles up to him a little bit basically. It is just pure chaos all around you, everywhere that you can see. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Sky Realm, everyone. Things are starting to get real exciting in this story, and we are absolutely loving it. If you guys are enjoying the show as well, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitch. Both of those really help us out. Otherwise, if you want to become more part of our community, which is growing every single day, join our Discord server of over 800 people who are TTRPG enthusiasts. It's a safe, inclusive, diverse space where everyone shoots the shit, has a great time, and talks about the things that we love. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for just taking the time. We really appreciate you tuning in to us here at Homie and the Dude. And you know what? We're super excited to see you guys in the next episode.